Actually, I can't believe
Oh.
I've not played a Skaven type yet at all, because I love
Yeah.
Skaven.
Like a
Rat person kind of thing, giant and giant rat.
Anthropomorphic rat. I mean, that's
Actually-
just the kobold, just they're more lizards.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
if there's a new strategy game that came out a while ago, called Age of Wonders 4. And
Yes.
one of the things that it's really good at is like customizing a faction, creating like your leader and your species that you're the king of, and all that sort of stuff. And one of the forms they allow is rat folk. But it also means that you can make whatever sort of rat folk you want. Do you want rat folk that are addicted to magic but also poisonous? Have at it.
Yeah.
Do you want rat folk whose fur is neon green? Go for it.
I mean,
Neon green rat folks sounds pretty dope, not gonna lie.
they could be waking
Yeah,
up
it does.
from the sewers, and they could be all like, and the whole
Actually,
like we don't talk about.
Now that
Bruno
I've said that,
kind of
why has nobody done that for Warhammer Fantasy Armor? You've just gone full on punk
thing.
aesthetic
Neon.
and just basically rip off Zorn from
That's
League of
called
Legends.
all of Warhammer 40k in the 80s.
So I like.
No, but I mean like full on ripped Zorn characters from League of Legends where they're all fully punked up and everything, so they have spiky hair and
Yeah.
goggles.
So, did you ever see the original Noise Marines?
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you who
vaguely
haven't
remember.
seen it, the original Noise Marines were literally Space Marines that were also hair metal bikers on motorbikes, and more or less would just say stupid shit like, "It's time to be loud now,"
Yeah.
and like their modern armor. Note the most sort of like, we took this seriously now because Warhammer stopped being a parody about 2 decades ago. It still is Space Marines, but they have giant speakers in their helmets.
Yep. And instead of firing bolters, they literally play riffs on guitars. So they don't have flamers, they're literally just full on fret fingering. It's great. I just love Noise Marine design. Shame they are useless as a race. As any unit comp. Pointless.
And I am actually scared that we have we have one spot, and then we have just utter darkness around us.
Yes, because you guys are in a new plane of existence. So welcome everyone to Tales of Fumbles and Fortunes, here on Tales of Gaming Addiction. To get everyone caught up,
How long have we been live? Whoops.
10 minutes, and 5 of that was just like the intro rolling through. It's a
Hope you
habit.
I hope you like that flashback to Warhammer 40k
Back to
in
when
the old
Warhammer was
days.
cool.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, but yes, this wonderful band of misfits were sent to the city of Embermine to give relief aid after hearing rumours of a mine collapse. You saw the destruction of the mine, you went down to investigate the shaft in question, came across Azer, earth elementals, and ultimately led to a Dao, essentially an earth genie. That's... God damn it, you're all immature children.
Hold up.
God damn it. Anyway, but that led to a Dao, an earth genie, who had acquired a phoenix egg and was nurturing it in the mines with the plan to pull it into the plane of Earth to become a new primordials power for the Earth plane after something has gone wrong. Oh, for goodness sake. This is what I have to deal with. Everybody.
Rocks fall, dust dies.
Thankfully, they can't actually see it on the street, so that's fine. Just know they're being immature.
Like, I mean, especially since we're in the plane of Earth, rocks can literally fall and kill us all.
But yeah, well, we ended last session as you're all pulled through into the plane of Earth. There was a brief moment where the party could have been split, and it would have been Rex and Marie on this side of the doorway, and the rest of you on the other side.
Oh boy.
With enough lube, any shaft will fit in a hole. And thankfully, you all fitted just fine. But yes.
Look, I mean, I tried to use my sticky webbing to fill the hole, but
Oh god.
it wasn't quite enough.
But anyway, we rejoin you all deep in the plane of Earth. As your senses come to from interplanar travel, your senses are wobbly. Those of you who get seasick are now feeling rather seasick, might possibly hurl. But
should we make a constitution?
if you want to make a constitution saving throw against being sick, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
And yeah, that was going to carry on with my narration.
Alright. Carry on.
But anyway, you all gather your senses, gather yourselves, find yourselves surrounded by sand and rocks. Hey, Das isn't seasick. Shocker. It's
Well,
fitting
to be
for
fair,
a pirate.
when you say seasick, Das is the man of a seaman, you might say.
Hmm.
Seaman. Anyways.
Damn, you two are terrible.
What do you mean we're terrible?
I just saw Rex and Effa typing in the chat. I looked to see what your role was, and then I glanced up, and it's just, oh god.
Oh, just a moment, I need to find my D&D Beyond.
Oh,
there it
okay.
is.
I think for that I'm going to roll my constitution, which is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a 14.
Yeah, you're sick. I consider anything like 5 and below, you just start vomiting.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, you all come to until a little bit hazy. You can see the rock that is the egg for this, what will be an Earth Phoenix soon, buried alongside you.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I'm clamped onto it like a bloody
Yeah.
barnacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the other thing you notice though is the sky. The sky itself is more like an amethyst, sapphire, blue, purplish. Almost like it's mimicking a blue sky of the material plane.
Okay.
The more frightening thing you notice though is the fact that there are cracks and gaping chasms that are visible where you, as you God, you are a child!
No, this was not my fault. Foxy started it. And I just fell for it. I'm sorry.
Foxy, try to hold itself together and just going off like a shaken up can of Coke.
Ryan, I'm sorry, but we're all just on the edge.
We're so
Yeah.
I'm not. For the record, I'm not.
Okay, so
For the record.
For the record, I'm an ass.
Yeah, me too.
This whole moment though, I'm going to flash back to Matt's slip of the tongue we went shivering queef.
Oh,
I know how he feels. On so many levels.
everybody.
It hurts.
Yeah, I know.
that's what. Well, that's what you get. Nope. I restrained myself that time. I restrained myself.
Do it.
No, I do actually want to play.
Golf claps for you all. Thank you, Discord, for the soundboard.
So, there's an amethyst sky, and
Amethyst sapphire, so it was blues and purples, but there are cracks and chasms that you can see, and as you're peering through, it is just going through to the inky void of in between.
So the cracks are in the sky, is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
If there was a little chicken running around, it would be screaming that the sky is falling.
Okay, fair enough.
wait, no, that's a wait, what?
What?
Oh god, wait, what's that line from Asterix and Obelix? By Tutatis?
Mm.
Oh my god, I'm going to look up Asterix and Obelix scores.
I honestly can't remember most of Asterix and Obelix.
Yeah.
But yes, I was making.
By Tutatis, yeah. Because the sky will fall down tomorrow. It is apparently tomorrow, not today.
Either way.
But in
Either
any
way.
case, the Dow, the Earth Genie that opened the portal and fell through with you, stands before you all, sees Effa clinging to the egg like a barnacle. Would you mind letting go, little one?
Oh, how is the name written?
For Dow, D-A-O.
I heard like it would have been written like this.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, that's fair. I'll give you that one, but no, it's D-A-O.
Okay. Okay. Oh, DAO. Okay. Yeah.
Damn.
Politely, no. You did an experiment on not even an infant. Then you lost control of your ritual, and we all got yanked through. At the moment, I'm not 100% convinced of your suitability as a guardian.
He does have a fair point. I mean, as a responsible captain of a whole bunch of people, you have to care for them. And
Guardian or not, I was instructed to collect the egg. I have collected the egg.
yes, so therefore,
Are you going to stop me?
Are we actually going to stop them? I mean, she is there. Are you a giant woman, giant man, giant?
Don't really identify as anything.
Giant person. Are we really going to stop a giant rock person? Like,
I mean,
just
we've done stupider things.
This is very true. Like, we're not the smartest people in the world. I mean, Blue is very smart. Blondie is also very smart. But the rest of us are just dumb. Well, maybe Mopsy's a little okay in that regard, but other than that,
I am dumb with little bright moments.
there you go. See, there you go. A bit of positivity in there. But in any case, yeah, are we really going to be stopping this giant person? Because I mean, I may be captain, but I feel as though this is a diplomatic decision.
Like, in all seriousness, just to go out of character for a second,
Yes.
we probably were going to kill this person before.
This is very true.
Mm.
Yeah.
As you sit there and ponder, like, going to fight you, her response becomes a very threatening reminder that if you kill me, you're trapped on the plane of Earth. If we make an arrangement, I could hopefully get you home.
Are you arranging a parlay? Is that what you're saying? Because we're all for going back home to where we truly belong. And, you know, I feel like a parlay might be in order, so to speak. What does everyone else think? Because, I mean, I'm a man of the sea and I'd rather see a little bit of water. There's a bit too much rock, sand. A bit too much of a hard place for my liking.
Can I do any sort of check on the health of this egg? Like, would it be Arcana? Would it be Animal Handling? What am I looking at?
An Arcana check.
Can
Right,
I
that will be a much better.
actually make an insight check
Certainly.
on her threat?
You may indeed.
On their threat.
As far as you can tell, the egg is currently happy right now.
Oh.
Doesn't seem like it's going to be a wasted endeavor anytime soon. You have a feeling, Rex, that her threat is quite genuine. She's not lying to you in the fact that killing... Why am I saying her? Killing the Dow is not going to be a bad thing. It may just be the worst idea in your current situation.
Okay, so basically, by their knowledge, they are one who can just get us out, and they don't know. Basically, do they have, do we have any other ways to get out from the earthly plane?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, if we were to arrange this parlay, what are your terms?
Help me escort the egg back to my home village. And then we'll go from there. And I promise that if you help me with this, I won't kill you.
Alright then, everyone else.
You
What are
could
your
try.
T's and C's?
She looks over to you, Apple, and just gives you a glare.
I match that glare.
Before we have an
You're
intense...
lucky you're on the egg.
Before we have an intense staring contest that may wind up in possibly homoerotic, romantic kind of situation, what terms and conditions do we have besides wanting to get out?
I mean, ideally, I'd like to take this fellow with us, but I have a feeling that that's a no-go.
I feel like that's a no-go either, given how big they are and how they can smash us easily if we do so much as put a step wrong.
Indeed, I'm not helping you nor joining you, and the egg is certainly not going with you.
There you go, see, they do have a point there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right, what's
I
up?
don't- yeah. Go on.
What would have what would have happened to Emberstone?
If the egg had hatched in your plane
No.
of existence.
Now that the ritual's gone to swearing in Draconic.
I like that.
A pile of hardened, stinking rock. No offense.
None taken, but your description may be accurate. I am uncertain.
But continue.
You material ones are intriguing at your desperation to gather resources.
But continue, Pepper.
We're desperate. I'm sat on a resource you just tried to gather by nearly blowing up a town.
A resource that we require. Consider this a necessity. Have you not noticed the, what would you call the sky, or as we call it here, the ceiling?
Well, plenty of people don't have ceilings. Doesn't hurt them none.
I mean, technically speaking, like, just any old place could be a ceiling. It just depends on the height.
What happens if that ceiling goes?
We don't want to know, we don't want to find out. It's been a very bad 50 years.
Part of me kind of really wants to find out, though.
Would any of us know? Do any of us actually have that sort of understanding of how, like,
No.
the different planes work?
Oh, or different plates. Oh, go ahead and give me an Arcana check for that one, Effa. I was going to say.
Oh, God damn it.
The reason for the cover things on the plates. No, that's another campaign problem.
That's a 26. I'm on fire tonight.
You are on fire. So
I've got a 23.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
For some reason that's not. Why is my D? Oh, that's why, because the window's not open. I was thinking, why is the D&D Beyond window not open? No, yeah. Do you know what would really be handy? Is if D&D Beyond was actually open and on the right page.
Ah, yeah.
That does tend to help when the thing's trying to look for something.
Oh, yeah.
So between the two of you, you know that the elemental planes sit outside the prime material, so they don't tick over at the same rate and act almost as like legs on a table, if you will. If you consider the prime material as the tabletop, each of the elemental planes is a leg. Remove an elemental plane, the table might topple over. The fact that the ceiling is currently disappearing is not a good sign.
Oh, what was it that the elementals were saying? The pillars.
The pillars are broken and the ceiling is collapsing.
Oh, I thought it was something like, help me, oh dear Lord, help me.
Right. Okay. Wait. So this.
That's what the rose
Egg?
heard as they stabbed him in the back.
Wait, so this egg will fix the pillars?
It will fix our pillar, yes. We have a location here known as the Pillar of Creation. I can explain more on the way, but we must hurry.
How big is this egg compared to Eppa?
Well, it is of a large size, so we're looking at 10-foot diameter and upwards.
So I can't pick it up.
Nope. I mean, you can certainly try. It'd be hilarious to watch you like try and bench this thing.
Wait, no. I got a much better idea. Just like it's just Tensor's floating disc. There we go.
What's the maximum limit on Tensor's floating disc?
It is.
I forgot what it is.
2D&D
500
£500.
pounds.
I want to say that would be enough.
I was gonna say £500 is what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's about 280 kilos. I want to say.
I honestly can't remember. I never did the conversions.
Now I have just thought of a thought. A bit of a question, if you must.
Alien just looks over to you and goes, "Uh-oh, that's dangerous."
No. I feel like this is a fair question. So, you borrowed this phoenix from the plane of the fire, am I correct?
Dow.
Doe. So, you took this phoenix from the plane of fire, am I correct, Poe?
Trust me, just play along with it. It's scarier when he gets your name right.
I will consider it a great honor when he does. Yes, technically.
And you say that you would need something along those lines in order to fix your plane. Am I correct?
Indeed, we do.
So this begs the question: why is it that you couldn't possibly borrow something from your own plane to fix the leg of the table, the leg of some table? Like, why borrow from another plane?
Because we are currently without our Titan. It was taken. We're unsure if by mortal or by gods. Well,
How
a
did somebody?
god, not a singular god. Not that one.
What is a titan?
A titan is an elemental. I'm trying to think of a good way of putting it. Consider it like the actual core of the elemental plane itself. So a phoenix is always present in the fire plane, and it can revive the fire plane over and over again.
So, by taking this phoenix off the fire plane and taking it to the earthy plane and turning it into an earthy phoenix, haven't you technically doomed this fire plane to uncertainty where their own table leg might break in half?
You're not wrong, but that's fire's problem to deal with.
Alright, that's the limit on my brains has come today. Oh,
Um,
thinking's so exhausting. I don't know how you smart people
It
do
might
it.
be the sand and the ruins around you.
so you said that it's problem for the fire plane.
Indeed. Those hotheads
Well-
can save themselves.
Well, then there is one thing. Isn't it your problem that you don't have a thing like a phoenix? Same way as they have a problem if you
It
steal
is,
from
and I'm
them?
trying to fix it.
Well,
Hestia
Yes.
is not too far from here.
You must have something phoenix-like in this plane as well.
I
then.
can explain if you agree to come with me to Hestia.
I don't know about you, but I'm mentally exhausted and I'm just wanting to get going just so we could go back to the material plane.
So
Like,
just
what
have a nap
does
with the egg.
what does rest of you think?
Honestly, I have no clue what's going on.
Big lady. Kid stole egg. Turned it from phoenix into rock phoenix. Maybe. Maybe it's a rock. The bird. I don't know. I don't know what happens when you make a phoenix a rock. For all I know, it'll come out as a lump of coal.
I was thinking more like if we are we going with them or not?
well, if we don't go with them, we don't really have much of a way of getting out of here.
The
That
only
is
reason
a
I will-
possibility.
It's the only reason I want to go with them. But if there's an alternative of sparing this egg,
Mm-hmm. Well, we could go with them and see where it takes us.
To Hestia. They just said. They literally just said, we're going to Hestia! You have to come with me to Hestia! And of course that's what...
Hey, Das,
What?
calm down.
I'm trying to calm down. I'm just in the middle of a desert surrounded by rocks and there's a giant rock person.
If we go to Hestia, I meant what we are doing after that.
Then the big giant person will attempt to get us out of here. And now that I'm kind of thinking, like, since the whole ritual kind of messed up, I'm kind of worried about the whole after we get to Hestia thinking about it.
actually, yeah. If you can send us home, why wouldn't you just do it now?
Yeah.
I can't send you home. I'm not strong enough to.
Oh, but you're strong enough to teleport everyone else here with this egg and yourself into this elemental plane.
And I'm a bit tapped on
Wow.
power right now, but I think you forget that I'm still wielding a bigger hammer.
I mean, they were strong enough to fuck it up.
very true. Like, I mean, the whole hammer thing, not the whole fucking up thing.
I mean, both are true.
I mean, you know.
But never judge someone by the size of their hammer. How you use it, that's important.
Yeah, like
Yes.
violating dwarves, for example.
Yes.
To be honest, violating dwarves with a hammer can be quite fun.
I know, right? Especially ones that are just absolute pieces of garbage. But anywho, I feel that going to Hestia is probably within our best interest.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I was gonna say that. At the very least, we should go and see.
yes.
That's our only option.
And
Oh.
see whether they can't mess it up even more. No offense, no offense, Mr. Sir, Big Toe. That sort of thing. There is Big Toe.
Is that? No, it's that. Oh, goodness sake!
Look, just lead the way. The egg's on a disc. It'll follow behind. Just want to make sure it gets there safely.
Well, and I think the Explorable Darkness just got removed.
No!
And Dash, have a nap on the shimmering disc of air.
I mean, it'll be cool to see how it looks like from above.
But in any case, you guys travel what would be north here. In fact, since you have a compass, you pull it out and it just keeps spinning forever.
Wow, I've never seen my
Just keep
compass
spinning,
that.
just keep spinning.
Just keep. When the compass spins and you're really lost and you don't know what to do, and you're going round and around and around, and he's just singing like pirate shanties.
You're all
Honestly, I'm just impressed how long that went for.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys arrive at the town of Hestia, to which I do not have a map for.
Yet.
No, like I legit don't have a map for Hestia.
Oh. Okay.
I was expecting
That's
more...
good. We can leave it a pile of stone and brick.
I mean, in terms of description though, Hestia is really nice. Everything's in like a Greco-Roman style. There are columns. Everyone basically has like a miniature version of the Parthenon to themselves.
No.
It's wonderful, but as you guys walk through the city streets, you get like the murmurings and you can hear the bustle. It's a bit uncomfortable because it sounds like an avalanche about to happen any second.
And the compass keeps going round and round, and he's just still singing out loud. That's probably why they're all staring.
I think we're gonna message Tink. Do you have any water magic?
I don't know. Do I have any water magic?
I don't think you do.
I don't think I do.
Let me double check.
Does
I know I was
Aelin-
meant to sort out spells or something.
Does Aelin have any watery magic-y shenanigans?
Image of Aelin growing a tree the size of the plane. Powered by pure rage.
So Aelin doesn't on her right now, but she could do once she's had a rest. And then Tink spell wise. No. No.
We have water skins.
Yeah.
That contain water.
Does Aelin actually have? No, she doesn't even have to catch up for it. But it's fine. But anyway, as you guys are being walked through the city streets, the Dow turns back to you and goes, "You'll have to forgive the commotion. You don't really get materials here."
What, like cloth or wood or the...
You.
Oh, those sorts of materials. Fire material, I think wood, because wood floats on water.
It's a weird term, considering that one's made of marble and we normally call that building material.
But also, we are earth and rock and soil, whereas you are all squishy and meaty.
We call that organic.
You notice it's like it's trying to get its head around the word organic.
Healthy, basically.
It's leaving a
Well, unless you have a bit of necrotic flesh on you, and then it's a bit unhealthy.
no. I got there are too many necromancer jokes there. Anyway, eventually it just goes. I don't really like the sound of that. Anyway, through here, and the Dow takes you further into the not so much like the heart of the city, but up towards the edge of a mountain side where the rest of the Hestia seems to have been dug into. And you come to what looks like a palace. Several earth myrmidons let you through and let you pass. Until eventually you come into a large throne room. One chair sits unoccupied. The other seems to be occupied by a statuesque woman with milky marble texturing to her skin. And an attendant calls it, Lady Galatea, your child has returned and appears to have been successful, although she's brought materials with them.
We're organic.
At which point,
What?
Lady Galatea stands up and goes, "Oh, lovely. How nice. I haven't seen organics for many a years. Tell me, have you ever heard of a man called Pygmalion?"
What do I feel like that's a history check?
Oh.
You may
Well, I know from like proper like
yeah, the
history
actual
what
myth.
Pygmalion is. But
What? Dick
yeah,
Yeah,
Mel?
so
from
do
actual
I.
myths, I know what it is.
What?
Yeah,
Dick?
same.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Eppa knows.
What? Dick Mel, man.
Eppa, it's like, that's ringing a bell.
Oh,
Also-
24. Nice.
24 is
Wait,
very nice.
History. Let's see.
Yeah. Tig certainly remembers the story of
Greek
Pygmalion and
myths is one of
Galatea.
my specialist subjects. It's
Oh wow, that's terrible.
It's not too bad though. I mean, you're like Eppa. It's like it rings a bell, and you two are like going back and forth, and like you're getting the story muddled. And Tig's like, no, Pygmalion's the one that supposedly made Galatea, as the myth goes. At which point she goes, "Story's not quite accurate. He summoned
Right.
me. We had a fling."
I mean,
Oh, that sounds almost too familiar.
one night, I'm glad I didn't ask my question. Because that would be a little awkward now.
Yeah, at which point the dad's
Yeah.
like, "Oh God, I don't need to hear that story again." Anyway, my lady Galatea, I bring you the egg of a phoenix recovered from the material plane in use of restoring our pillar of creation. And goes to sort of bow respectfully. At which point Galatea walks forward, and what would be like a pond or a pool of water or something, in here it's like sand. She walks around it and sort of puts her hand into it and like plays about with it. You notice all the sand begins to shift and change into almost like a metal like structure, complete with like a little string. At which point she comes over to the down and goes, "And for this service you are indeed honoured."
Just as the medal's about to be put on. Not to interrupt what I'm sure is lovely for now, but We've not agreed to hand this over yet. We only said we'd come with.
Oh, well. It still has quite the journey to go. You see, the pillow's not here within Hestia.
Wait, what? It's not?
But no, it's in the middle of the Sand Sea.
Did you just say sand sea? Because I am the man of the sea man, as you might say. I know a thing or two about the sea.
I don't think it's as sea as you would quite understand it, Captain. Oh, also,
What does a sand ship look like? Is that just like a very large camel?
oh, I'll be more than happy to show you. It's been so long since we've had materials here. I feel like such a terrible host. I'm Galatea, Lady Galatea, the patron, I suppose, of Hestia.
Well, you can
And you've met my off-cut Dow.
Well, you can call me Captain Das Big Claw, or Captain Das for short, if you don't have a lot of time to say the whole name.
Charmed, Captain Das.
Oh. I am Eppa the Clanless, the one who stopped this egg from cracking.
I'm Rex.
Eppa? Rex? What about you, daughter of... Well, no, you wouldn't be Poseidon's.
No, definitely not that guy.
Oh,
Sorry, what was the question again?
She was introducing herself to you all, and you were all introducing yourselves to Galatea.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll be like, oh yeah, definitely not that guy. Poseidon. No, I'm just Tink,
And Tink.
the elf.
Ah, I believe Umi. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, I recognise that name.
Tink of the Umi. Lovely, splendid. Oh, it's been so long since we've had materials. And looks to Aelin, and Aelin's like, Aelin. Nothing else. At which point she's like, fantastic and lovely to meet you all. In answer to your question, young Eppa the Clanless. Did I get that right?
Eppa's fine. Eppa's preferred.
My apologies, Eppa. And she goes back to the sand pool and manipulates the sands again, and it creates like a model of a sand ship, which looks, in most part, like any other ship you sailed on, other than the fact it has two pontoons that it will actually sit on and like skirts across the sand. So it looks more like a catamaran than a single-hulled ship.
My eyes immediately dart to Das, just to be like, what the hell's he about to do? This is a ship made of sand.
Sorry, I conked out there, sorry.
The Galatea shows you what the sand ship would look like.
Show me the sand ship.
So in that sand pool at the middle, she's conjured like a 3D model, and it looks like a catamaran, basically. But with bigger pontoons than the hull, so
It's perfect. I mean, the big claw is pretty awesome and pretty cool, but this is wonderful traveling across sand. Really, truly wonderful.
So
yes, the pillar of creation that this egg needs to get to lies within the Sand Sea. Materials such as yourselves will be more than welcome to cross it. You'll be able to deal with any of the challenges that we face in that way. Sandworms, pirates.
Pirates, well, that's more my kind of thing.
Were you gonna say something, Rex?
yes, I was actually gonna say that. Are we just talking, or are we gonna do the things so we can actually get back to our own plane.
If we can get back to our own plane in the sand ship, that would be wonderful.
I mean, I can certainly get you home if you want to go home now.
Ooh,
Oh.
I mean,
I'm mostly worried about the egg, but also like we appreciate that one, keeping the pillars up is probably good for the material plane, and that you engaged in an incredibly strategic and practical move to make sure you had something that could fix your pillar. But what about one, you're missing Titan, and two, haven't you just fucked over the fire plane?
I feel like a bit of backstory is required for our missing Titan.
Yes, and also, before you get into the backstory, unless it's included in the backstory, I'm gonna ask it now. Uh, don't you have anything resembling like something unique, like Fire has the Phoenix? Don't you have anything like that here?
That would be part of the backstory. By all means, come sit and I will explain all. And she conjures up chairs for you around the sand pool. At which point you notice the Dow just gets up and walks away like a sulky teenager that doesn't listen to mum anymore.
As Dao gets close to the egg, I just move the disc away from Dao.
I would like
Just out
the
of arm's
egg.
reach.
I'm keeping my eyes on the egg.
And staying in the room.
At which point Galatea then begins to explain the backstory that probably around... Crap, I can't remember what year you guys are in. I've lost track of the year you guys are in.
3,000 and something. Who knows?
Have you
That's
been
right.
to the year 3000?
I
Not
can
much
see it.
has
I just don't know
changed,
what
but
my
they
map.
live under the sand.
So yeah, about 500-ish years ago, a group of adventurers had come to the plane of Earth, hoping to stop a calamity in general. They arrived at the plane of Earth and took out the Earth Titan, which is called an Ixilid, if I'm remembering it correctly. I want to go double check myself now. I want to say it's called an Ixilid.
And I actually have to say, as an off, was it our party?
Might have been. I don't know. Sorry.
Are we are we meta responsible?
Possibly.
You kind of are.
Ah, damn it!
Well, if
My
it's like
apologies.
a
It's called a
unit,
Zartan.
as
Ah.
Zartan.
Yes, and she conjures up the image for you, and it looks like basically a Oh, I suppose the better description is, you know, Torterra, the Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just googled it. That's an incredible picture. I'll put that in the chat for the party, just because it's such a good picture.
It is a really cool picture. Not gonna lie. Also, for some reason, my Beyond 20 extension's turned off. That's hilarious. Let's turn Beyond 20 back on, shall we? So anyway, yeah. So she explains that a group of adventurers came to the Earth plane looking for help, which they offered. They killed their Earth Titan, and then took its essence away from this plane, from the plane of existence, to create an anchor for this great evil, whatever it is. And then sadly, it never reconstituted strong enough to put itself back together.
Does it not have babies?
Couldn't have enough there to make a new baby. Yes, would be an accurate description. Meanwhile, some of the other elements survived having their Titan removed. The fireplane still has a phoenix. We decided to borrow an egg.
What happens if their phoenix dies then?
Then we hope it comes back.
That is the general idea of a phoenix.
Indeed.
Wouldn't this have some of the same essence?
Well, hence the bringing it here. We're hoping we can make do and then have our own infinite reviving Titan. Ah, hay fever. Eyes, get out.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you.
I know we don't suffer though. I go through like peaks and troughs of suffering. So yes. So for the past 500 years, the plane's been falling apart. Atlas, bless his heart, has been doing what he can to hold everything together.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a struggle for the past 200 years. Which reminds me, actually, the next time you wish to summon an elemental, can I recommend a fire one next time? We're running short on Earth here.
I can do, but you're much better against swords. The fire ones kind of just get blown away. Does that count as a compliment? I feel like that counts as a compliment.
I would take it as a compliment, but I'm well aware that you have been summoning friends and children of friends.
Ebba just smiles nervously.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're okay.
Oh, they are fine. It's just we need so many here to keep the plane alive, if you will. Which is the other reason we need this Phoenix egg. If we can revive our Titan, our numbers will grow, and then the plane stabilizes.
Right, so you don't need the Phoenix. You just need its essence?
Yes. We need a powerful elemental force. A Phoenix will do quite nicely. As you're feeling up to the task of going to the plane of water and grabbing us at the Leviathan.
Would a Kraben suffice?
I've never heard of a Kraben before. Enlighten me. What is this Kraben?
Let me
Ebba just
tell
sort of
you.
rummages around and tries to find that primordial spell book.
Like,
Plops
as
it down.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
Emma's rummaging around, let me tell you of the Kraben. The most dastardly, gigantic crab ever to have crabbed in all of crab history.
Giant crab, you say?
Yes, with giant pincers and beady little eyes that stares into your soul.
I would very much like to see this Kraben.
And you can, as soon
If
as...
someone can teach me primordial. I mean, everyone around here knows primordial, so if somebody can, like, read it, I'd happily summon one. I don't know if it's big enough to be
It-
pumped into a rock turtle.
Well, we can certainly try, can't we? I'm rather curious. May I see the ritual in question?
It just sort of nervously passes that little book, that spell book.
You watch as she takes it, and you notice like little stone rings appear around her eyes as she's got reading glasses on.
Nice.
Oh yes. Oh, I see. It's a fascinating ritual. It's not too complicated. The rituals necessary are obtainable, craftable. This might work. Well, it's always good to have a backup. Dao, darling, go. Yes, go to the Erg Sea and go rummage up a few bits, if you'd be so kind.
I imagine, like, in the background, Dow's just been keeps going for the egg, so Emma's just been moving the disc
Dow's like been
up and down.
sulking like a teenager in the corner that's been like, okay, I got to keep an eye on this thing, but I don't want to sit around the table with you guys. And the second, like, Dow is asked, like, could you go to the Erg Sea and get something? She's like, fine. Full-on teenage sulk out. And take a few Myrmidons with you. Do apologise for Dow's behaviour.
I just imagine, like, it's the Terran equivalent of, yes, Mom!
Pretty much, yes.
Oh, I love it. What, so is she the child of you and Pygmalion?
At one point, yes.
Wait, you can stop being someone's child?
Well, it's the thing about...
Is that like an erosion thing?
You're not far off. It's the interesting thing with the plane of Earth. You can, under the right circumstances, you can change.
I have so many questions and there's not enough time.
Oh, there's plenty of time for questions. There are more children. You're more than welcome to come and see them.
That'd be nice. I was just sort of like looking around to the rest of the group, just sort of waiting for someone else to be talking.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
otherwise...
you could say that we are seeing their chips off the old block. Huh?
Dum bum bum.
Huh?
Galatea just sighs, but you hear this booming ha as in strides in a hulking earth elemental.
See?
Broad shoulders, and goes, I like that one.
See? He gets it!
Ah, Atlas, darling, how nice to see you. Do materials have a group collective I can call you? Materials feels rather rude.
That is an excellent question for which we have not anticipated.
But at which point, she looks back over her shoulder and goes, Atlas, darling, these are the materials that Dow brought back. And we figured out a way of fixing the pillar. At which point he comes along and slaps Das super hard on the back to the point that all the wind's knocked out of you.
That did fix a crick in the back. I mean, that's great.
Glad you liked it. Liked your dad joke. The kids around here certainly chips off the old block. Ha!
Ha!
But remember that one.
Yes.
Wait, at what point do you have enough children that they start getting referred to as gravel? It's like
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
grandchildren, great grandchildren, great great grandchildren.
Pretty much when they're small, they're gravel. Then they go up to pebbles.
Yes.
Pebbles? Oh, that's a...
Is it true that if you move, you don't gather moss?
Now you see, I spend most of my time been spending most of my time holding up the ceiling, so there may be some moss in places that are in desperate need of a good sanding.
Yes.
Landing.
But anyway, don't mind me.
Oh, bath. Sanding is a bath. Oh, right, okay.
There you get it. Listen to this.
Do you keep chinchillas then? Because they like sand baths.
Yes.
What's a chinchilla?
Oh, well, they're little fluffy, like, rodents, which have extra thick fluff. They can't get wet, so they roll around in sand.
And they are adorable when they do that.
Looks over to Galateo. Galateo just goes, if we find some on the material plane next time, I'll have them bring them to you as a pet. Yay!
May I? And I sort of point. The Eppa just sort of points at the pile of sand.
Oh, Galateo's like, certainly. Just touch the sand and it will respond to your thoughts.
Eppa just sort of like creates like a little, maybe like 24 chinchilla just frolicking around, and a couple having a sand bath.
Atlas sits
Aw.
there like, for his size, it's hilarious to see a hulking thing go, I would like chinchillas.
I
Now.
try to make one jump onto his hand. I don't know if they can actually leave the sand, so it's just an attempt.
No, as it goes to leave, all the sand just falls down as if it's like hit a wall.
Oh.
But yes, I would like a chinchilla now.
This is incredible stuff, guys. Seriously.
I know, right?
Oh, who wouldn't want a chinchilla? They're fluffy. I mean, it's the way to win all negotiations. Also, they like to hold things as well.
Yes.
Give them stuff and they like to hold them.
Giant chinchilla with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
What?
That was fun.
In any case, they're like, Atlas is like becoming like now quite the stroppy type. Chinchilla, give me a chinchilla. I want one now. And Galateo's like,
Ellen!
calm you now, going, it's okay, darling, we'll get you one. soon."
Aelin, can you summon one? Can you turn into one?
Can Aelin summon one? This is an excellent question. Does she want
Not
to
gonna
summon
turn
one?
into one.
That's the more important question, yeah.
I mean, she can do a summon beast, but it's only around for an hour.
Just love the idea of like this sort of slightly feral chinchilla on a giant, playing with a giant earth elemental for an hour.
Aelin like reads the room. It's like, yeah, no, we could be squashed by this thing. Give me a minute. And she focuses and she wastes a 4th level spell slot. Because I don't think she. Oh no, she has got it at lower levels. That's fine. She can do it at first level, second level.
Beautiful.
But she does summon a chinchilla, at which point Atlas goes, "Oh, he's so fluffy. It's adorable."
Wow.
At which point Galateo's like, "Oh God, here we go." You know your materials have the phrase "stubborn as a rock."
I want to say we do.
Uh-huh.
I can confirm with you that Atlas is stubborn as a rock. And now he's going to want nothing but chinchillas.
Oh, I imagine.
Well, if you ever feel like you want to come meet some chinchilla, if you give me something I can summon you from the other side, we could go to a petting zoo.
Just the thought of Atlas and a petting zoo is too funny.
Oh god.
Oh.
Because again, his size is hulking. Like he's full on like stooped over to get in this room. This is meant to be his throne room, and he can't fit.
It's like I do just sort of love the idea that it's a tiny kobold offering this to Atlas, and it's the fact that somehow something smaller than this kobold is what Atlas wants.
Yeah. But it's amazing because it's so small and tiny.
It's so cute.
Teeny tiny.
Oh, look, it's getting all the gravels out of me knuckles.
No.
I think Apple just turns to the egg. I wonder if you'll be a reincarnating chinchilla. Don't know what an earthen phoenix looks like. Could be anything.
It will be a first to see. Galatea responds and like dismisses Atlas to leave as he tries to like waddle his way backwards to make it out back out the room. At which point Galatea's like, well, whilst Dow collects the necessaries, I invite you all to stay here and rest within the palace. Recover your strength and adjust to the changes around here.
I'm surprised you haven't called it a sand castle.
Full face palm.
She gives you the look that only a mother can give, and it's... I wouldn't say it was icy, because you're on the wrong plane of existence, but certainly jagged.
Alright, that one fell completely flat. Oh,
Oop.
well. Alright.
I would like to remind you, Captain, that we deal in rocks here. If you want sand, go to Svartalheim.
Go. Note to self. Sand Svartalheim.
Hmm.
I see. I am terribly sorry. I didn't mean to offend you as such. That was only meant to be a joking jest, and I realised that that was not that was quite the faux pas on my part.
I don't want to come across as rude, but do you have any organic food?
No, sorry, we don't.
Not rock candy, then.
Oh, we have rock candies. They might be a bit hard for you, though.
I mean, if there's anything that we can lick, that's nutritious.
True.
Do you
At which
have
point she
any
goes back up,
salt
goes back to her-
rocks?
I was about to say, she goes up, goes over to her throne, grabs a bowl from behind it, and comes back down. And they are rock candies, but they are done in like this shape. Like you can work out that like they're meant to look like grapes, but they are just basically salt lick rocks. Some of them do have like a grape taste to them, but if you try and bite into it, say goodbye to your teeth.
Essentially, they're just gobstoppers, more or less.
Yeah, but they're like solid rock.
Nice.
Not rock candy, just solid rock with the taste of various things, but it's still also got that gravelly texture to them. It's weird. On the one hand, your brain's like, well, it's tasty. Whilst the rest of your biology is like, we are just eating gravel.
Thank you.
I'm
Am I imagining the rock people from Neverending Story? I'm pretty sure they ate like gravelly kind of thing, didn't they? Am I imagining it?
I think so. I know the Gorons in Zelda eat rocks that look like meat cuts.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
very true.
I'm just sure that they had like a bowl of like cereal or something in Neverending Story, the rock monsters.
They probably do. I remember
Yeah.
Star Fox on the GameCube. Like the first thing you have to do is get a rock candy for a rock giant,
Yes.
and he responds with, "Oh, this is such a lovely sweetie."
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, as you guys enjoy your rocks and everything else, she apologises, but there'll be other things to attend to. She is expecting representatives from elsewhere across the plane of Earth. News travels fast when it can just ripple through the sands.
Cool trick. How different. Oh, I should count. I need to do a sabbatical here.
A sabbatical?
There's so much magic. It. Epa just sticks his tongue out for a little bit. The magic even tastes different.
And Alien Systems like, I agree with you. It's nice. It's not my place to be though.
Weird. It's weirdly nostalgic. It's like being at home. Sorta. It's like home. Magic at home had the aftertaste of this.
Well, it's always Alien like reminisces. Like, it's always nice to be back at home. Maybe we can work out a timeshare or something like that.
Maybe timeshare with the big claw. I'm not sure home's all that practical. And I think Epa just sort of like tries to scuttle off to just sort of like not be looking at anyone.
That's fair. After a few hours go by though, you guys all get essentially a long rest. And you watch as Galatea and Atlas welcome different delegates from across the Earth plane. Gem Dragonborn, creatures similar to Aza, although these guys are now more like rock gnomes. Yeah, I can't remember the name of them.
Smithleblum? Or
Yeah,
I know I pronounced it wrong, but that's
those ones.
It was
Basically.
pretty close.
Smithleblum.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And likewise Duragar dwarves. And some Earth Genansi as well. And they all sit there and seem to be having quite, in like little groups, are having heated discussions. Those of you that can understand Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish, you get like snippets of their conversation.
Oh my
How
god,
about-
I have all three of those.
Yeah, me too.
So what
I think I have
language?
Elvish,
Dwarven,
actually.
Elvish, and
Draconic.
Dwarven, Elvish, Draconic.
oh, I can do Draconic.
I
I
have
can-
Draconic and Elvish.
Hey, so
Yeah.
you
Deep
have all your
speech.
bases covered.
So literally, like me and Epa can actually understand the whole conversation.
Well, they're like all in their little groups, but like you're getting snippets because some of them are like, it's like half primordial, half draconic, so you're getting like little bits.
Oh yeah.
You know, like when you watch a movie with subtitles, you know,
Yeah.
like a foreign language movie, and then the
Yes.
subtitles aren't there, you turn off the subtitles because you've seen
Yeah.
it so many times, you know what the words are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in Disney made this movie Roadside Romeo. It's made by India Disney. Like I think it's like what's it called? It's like Bollywood Pixar or something like that. It's actually interesting that they say it's in English, but it's like half in Farsi.
So
It's
yeah,
got this beautiful image of like in this conversation, you got Rex and Epa just sort of like gossiping about what they're hearing, and it's just things like the occasional bit of wait, Kwashnak traded settlement with Valulan? Oh my!
Yeah.
Basically
yeah,
Simlish.
exactly.
They're doing.
but yeah,
It's like
Uh,
is trading the sediment normal? Is that do they practice polygamy down here?
Yeah, like
God damn.
that sounds kind of weird, but I'm not one to judge.
So it's their own.
Anyway,
Yeah,
the
maybe
snippets
there's.
of conversation you're getting, they're all talking about how, like, the news has got round of like, okay, we've got the Phoenix egg, cool. Its essence will be necessary. Oh, there's talk of this Kraben thing as well going around.
Oh
What's a
boy.
Kraben? And how like they're all like discussing like what a crab is and thinking, oh, could that be more interesting as their titan, just basically an armored fortress?
Yeah.
There's definitely a moment of just like Eppa just sort of like elbowing Das when the Kraben's being discussed to be like, look at sing your story.
Well, and just imagine that Das is just singing like a sea shanty about how he took on the crab and he
So
won
as
by
opposed
the
to
crab
the Wellerman, it's the Kraben.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, like, Wellerman, but with new words.
There once was a crab that roamed the sea, and it was giant as plain can be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
It's getting there.
it's getting there.
Anyway, so yeah, you get snippets of things like that. The Dragonborn are actually more. Their discussion is a little bit weirder for those of you that can understand it. They talk about like, oh right, well, we can have the Earth plane. At which point they're all like, it's not really interesting. What about reconquering the homeland though? Could we use this as an opportunity to grab our home back? Take it back from the shadow, at which point someone's like, don't mention that.
Mention what? This.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
Oh, okay.
Do you go and try and interject yourselves into this polite society conversation?
Very briefly before we do, you said that does this count as a short rest?
Yes.
Cool.
Well,
Okay,
I
I
heard
heard.
a long rest for like the recharge of abilities and things like that because elemental
Oh.
planes time is screwy.
I'll take a long rest
Yeah.
if you let me have one.
Yeah,
Also,
me
let's face
too.
it, you guys took a battering before the plane, so a long rest is overdue.
Yeah.
But yeah, Das,
Yes.
you were going to
Yeah.
clumsily introduce yourself into a
Yeah.
conversation.
Did somebody say the shadowed one?
No, we didn't.
I'm
And you are.
pretty sure that I, Captain Das Bigclaw, has heard such words leave your mouth.
I mean, it's not the
You
only one.
heard-
I'm pretty sure I heard it too.
I think you might have misheard us. We understand that materials have a hard time understanding primordial, and we're not native common speakers.
Well,
I mean-
I may not be a very smart man. Which is why I'm going to let my friend here, Hepatata, do...
Das, you speak
Bring-
Draconic, right?
I do.
Cool. Eppa will assume all of this is in Draconic for now, because that feels more polite.
Yeah.
We can speak in our own tongue if you'd like, and that's very much clear. Our, as in kobolds and gem dragonborn. Our.
And Rex is like, yeah, I can still understand you guys in Draconic.
Spectacular men of true language. In Draconic, it's going basically out as Latin.
Genuinely, I want to understand if there's a difference between like kobold Draconic and dragonborn Draconic, because I feel like it's like there's like papal Latin, which is what dragonborn would speak, and then kobold are speaking like hillbilly Latin.
I suppose, yeah, that would make sense. It'd be the difference to, oh, tell you what, you know, the high society British, the rolling of the R's, and then Yorkshireman.
Hey, up, lad. How you doing?
Yeah. Like that difference. It's still the same language, but the accents are wildly different.
So basically, like what they speak in London and what they speak in Geordie.
Well,
Yeah.
like Cockney kind of thing.
Oh, so yeah,
Or Cockney, yeah.
it's like Chelsea and East Side London.
Yeah.
These two things are regularly very close.
Mm. Could be worse. Could be Mackham.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, could be Mackham. Oh. I do have a friend, bless them. They did come, a few friends actually, and bless them when they come from Sunderland to Newcastle for work, they put on their posh voice, which is just them trying to speak with a Geordie accent, because that is seen as more polite than Mackham. And it's a little tragic. Like, really, there shouldn't be any discrimination
the
against them because
hilarious
of their
thing is-
accent. But it is,
If you-
as a local lad, it's hilarious.
Well, this is where it gets hilarious. So, on my mum's side of the family, they are all from the northeast,
Mm.
and we found out the other day that like a lot of them are Sunderland and north from there. So there is some Mackham.
I'm so sorry.
No, but it explains so much. Because it was just like, why do we say these odd phrases and like nobody else around here says them? And that's when we realised, oh, that's why. Because mum's side of the family's all from Mackham, so it's all filtered through.
I feel like for the people who are watching the stream, I should actually explain where the term Mackham comes from. Because weirdly, very few people do. Which means I also have to explain Geordie. So, Northeast, famous for coal during the Industrial Revolution, also making trains and boats and all that sort of stuff. Great, really good time to be from the Northeast. But the term Geordie, which is primarily associated with people from Newcastle now, was actually a nickname for the people who would sail the coal barges that would go up and down the east coast of the UK. But those people were primarily from Newcastle. Because locally there was a nickname of Mackhams and Tackhams. Because in Sunderland they would make loads of things. But Newcastle, because it had the better port, would tack 'em and sell 'em. Mackhams and Tackhams.
And that was
Good to know.
That was Rogue's history lesson of the UK, everyone.
Hey, I can throw another one in any time. Feel free. Make it a bit reward.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's fair.
One day I might even do a reading of the Lambton Worm.
Ooh. Intriguing.
Anyway,
So,
yeah.
shall
So
we continue?
sorry, that
No,
was a
that's all
complete tangent.
But anyway, yeah. So you try and strike up this conversation with the Dragonborn, and instead, what you get, like, they start speaking to a Draconic. It's just like, well, you didn't hear anything. It's not. You obviously misheard a snippets of the conversation, and both Das and Appa, you get voices in your head of, do you know of the Shadowed One?
Do we?
Make a religion check, the two of you. I love the fact you're all freaking out at the fact that these Gem Dragonborn are talking normally and then also whispering inside your head.
16?
They're Gem Dragonborn. They're telepathic.
16.
That's
I
a
know.
22.
Ooh, 22. Eppa.
Plus, I do this all the time. I have fucked with this poor kobold's head so many times. I have no rights to be surprised.
You have no right.
It's weird hearing a Dragonborn voice in there for once for Das. It's like, wait, what?
Look, the Council of One is expanding.
God, is that you?
Like, oh, hello. I don't think we've met. Like, well, yeah.
I
So
just
Das-
like the idea that it's actually just like a Dragonborn-sized version of Das,
Yes.
but like the clothes haven't grown to fit them.
Yeah. I must say.
All too small or too tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Das, you have no idea what they mean by the Shadow One. It's a title, but you don't know who it belongs to.
Oh, okay.
Emperor, on the other hand, you're aware of such a thing, of a deity with like a title like that, where try that again. The draconic deities worship 5 metallic, 5 chromatic, along with Tiamat and Bahamut, and like a 13th one that's just called the Shadowed One. They have no idea. You have no idea like what its actual name is, what domains it has. It's its title. It's kind of like not knowing Vecna's name, but you just know his name as the Whispered One.
Do I know any feat? Because I imagine like I would just sort of to prove that I'm not completely talking shite. I'd be like, oh, the being that did this. Da, da, da.
No, it's
Okay.
like if there was anything, it's the hushed things of sketchy academics. Things only spoke about in the dark libraries.
Well, I know enough to know that anything would be useful to know.
These various Dragonborn all look at each other and give each other a bit of a glance and look back down to you, Eppa and Das, and like, I feel this is a conversation we best have in private.
And in private we shall.
Just continue nodding and mouthing things. I don't have to say anything. And he gestures with his... One of them gestures with their hands and almost creates like a little sound bubble around you all. And I'm just going to pull us all into a separate room.
Oh, snap.
So hello, welcome to the mind space.
There is literally a quick message from Eppa to Das, which is just go on autopilot.
Autopilot.
But like, don't say anything. Just pretend you're speaking.
Oh, right.
Also, it's been so long since I've been in here. The last thing I posted in this channel was December last year.
Damn.
Ooh. Well, I'll be special.
That's the last time I posted something in the text chat. Anyway, I was glancing over. I was like, "Huh, yeah." When I was talking about games done quick. Anyway, so yeah, you guys are pulled into like a mental conversation with all the Dragonborn. And it's like, so the Shadowed One is what brought down our glorious empire many eras ago.
Is that in reference to like the general Dragonborn Empire, or is that in reference to like
the
not some specific one? Cool.
Yeah, no. The general Dragonborn Empire. It used to be massive. At one point, the bit that we have in Oslandia now is like the last remaining sputterings. Think like Constantinople.
Yeah.
And when they're becoming the Byzantines and things like that. For a historical context. So yes, so with this we might have means of not only keeping the Shadow One away, but also restoring our home. And maybe using that power for our own benefit.
Right, but how does fixing a pillar affect the material plane in such a way? Or would you be doing something here?
Well, from here we could, say, redirect the elemental flow of magic to our own points on the material plane, let's say. So where the dwarves have been mining for gold, they might find their gold veins run dry rather quickly. Meanwhile, the mines around Condate could suddenly start seeding new ores. We could also improve transportation. Quick elemental jaunt down here and back up again.
Question. Would this teleportation improve teleportation across the sea?
Well, it would certainly allow us to get around the Red Matron's mess, yes.
Ooh, I do like getting around the Red Matron's mess.
Didn't we sail through that?
Yes, you did.
Oh. Well.
Like, we've sailed through that, haven't you, Das?
I want to say we did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we sailed through the Red Matron's mess.
Ah, now you know how difficult it is for now that is removed. We can even probably fix it as well. Restore it to what it once was. Was a land bridge at one point.
Ooh. Does sound appealing. Getting around the Red Matron's mess does seem,
It might piss off her daughter, though.
I mean...
But with this much power, would it really matter?
I mean, this is very true. They do have a point.
And
It would ruin my chance of getting a date.
well, think of how much more elevated our peoples could become.
How were kobolds treated in the Draconic Empire?
As a general note, like in the Dragonborn Empire, it is if you like, Dragonborns are on top, everybody else is below. It's on the common front, everyone's in it together, but as soon as you start getting to the point of like the higher bits of society, it is Dragonborn or nothing. And even gem Dragonborns, kobolds, dragonkin are still second-class citizens. You still have rights and everything, but let's put it this way: if you have like a case you want to put through the courts, it suddenly finds itself on the bottom of the pile when other more important cases arrive.
Oh. I mean, the idea is tempting at all, but surely take maybe less worry about the Empire and more worry about the Shadowed One?
Oh, but he's fine. He's, as the stories go, sealed away again. Fix the pillar and he remains sealed. That's what those cracks are. It's his power escaping through.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
No, it's not good at all. Hence why we've banded together here in the Earth plane. Oh, is that the canapé tray? Like, you know, so like the conversation starts breaking apart a little bit as a couple of the gem back and forth go like, oh, the canapés.
Ooh, the canapes! I do like canapes.
Yeah, a few. I just made hand a few of them. Whoop.
Yeah, I'm going to throw us back up to the others.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Up you go. Hi.
Yeah.
No.
Hello.
So yes, the two kobolds have had a mental conversation, and you notice, like, they're mouthing to each other but not saying anything, and then it's suddenly broken as a gem dragonborn goes, "Oh, canapes!"
I do like canapes! Canapes do sound delicious right now.
And you want to keep her mage handsome.
Needs
And-
more. Needs more rock grape. Just like fishes the one that he was eating off. He was sort of licking before. Just sort of scrapes a little bit on top, and then he has another one. I
And,
don't know what these canapes are. I dread to think what I'm eating. It probably is just other rocks.
It's just rocks.
Tell you what, this is going to sound really, really weird, but is there ever, like, a food that you, like, absolutely adore and love, and you just know that you're never, ever going to get to taste it again? So you're
Hmm.
saying about canapes just reminded me that literally one of my favourite things on the planet was my great aunt's canapes that she used to make.
Oh.
Prawn canapes.
Ooh.
Like, passed away about 10 years ago, and nobody has the recipe, so it's something that I'll never be able to taste again.
Oh.
Damn.
It's like a literal, like, I remember the taste and the texture and everything like that. It's something that I'll never physically be able to have again.
Damn.
I don't have one that's quite as emotionally resonant, but I don't really have any reason other than to literally go to this place, to travel here again. But my family spent a lot of time when I was youngest going to a place called Rosas in northeastern Spain. Like every summer, that's where we'd go. And there
Yeah.
was this Spanish barbecue restaurant called El Rancho. Fantastic place. Like I was going at this place so young that there are pictures in photo albums of me in my pajamas sleeping on their benches. That's how
Oh
long we'd been
god.
going there for.
Um.
And they did, because it doesn't sound like much, but it was just this combination of beautiful Spanish sausage, um, tomato bread, and like bits of calamari, as well as um, proper really spicy garlic mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Like they would
Yeah.
just call it garlic sauce rather than garlic mayonnaise because it was a lot more intense than anything like alioli over here.
Mhm.
Normally gets mixed up, but it's just sort of like that meal
But I
is
mean, you just
practically
remember a
sacred.
meal that you know that you're not going to be able to, like, recreate ever again. Like,
Well, it won't be the same. I could make all the
that's what
constituent
I mean.
parts to a facsimile, and I just never, without going there, and I have no reason to go there other than that. So that's sort of the closest I've got. Don't really remember any of my grandma's cooking.
No, but that's what I mean. It's like a meal that you vividly remember tasting, but know that you're never gonna like have that taste again.
The
That's what I'm getting at.
I was gonna say the only thing I miss the taste of, and only because I can't find it anywhere, was the Milky Bar spread.
Ooh.
I know which one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember having it as a kid. Can't find it anywhere else.
Hmm.
I remember
For,
having that.
for me, it was like these pickled cucumber slices, which my grandma used to make. They were really good. There is one little thing though. They aren't gone because I actually do have the recipe and they taste exactly like they used to.
That's pretty dope. Anyway, so yeah, for Das and Eppa, the conversation comes out of the mind space and now into the more public area, but it's still in the hushed whispers. And it just goes through. So, what is? Do you feel like becoming an aid of us in the future? Consider it a contract.
You could consider it. We're still sort of like busy being caretakers of the egg. So we're not really in a position to say what will happen to the egg afterwards. We're kind of only in this position because I literally grabbed onto it as it flew through a portal. But you know,
Stranger
it's
things
nice to
have
be
happened.
considered.
Stranger things have happened. Do enjoy the rest of the party.
And you too, good sirs and madams and
I'm going to cast a quick detect magic as we walk away to make sure that we've not got any detect thoughts on us, like being used on us
Brains
as we
trying
walk
to
away.
think.
Joke's on them if they try using detect thoughts on Das, like they just hear like
White noise.
white noise. Just like the Council of One just constantly chattering to each other, and they're just like, what is what?
I'll throw the take magic. There is no detect thoughts around you, but you do get the sense, Epith, that you're currently all stuck inside a zone. And it's that annoying kind of magic where, okay, we can't lie to each other here.
Is this like across the entire building?
Across this entire chamber.
Okay, that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, as we sort of walk away, I will then message Das and just be like, hell no, we do not let them rebuild the Empire. You kidding me?
I mean, it does feel as though like everyone else would get the like sticky end of the deal, and it feels like we'd kind of get like a bad end of the deal. Like, we may
Look,
be of draconic nature and all, but
like, don't get me wrong, I'd be very happy to have a little a place where Kobold could be nice and safe. But the magic of an elemental pillar being rerouted to make that happen? No, that's how people go, oh look, it's a bunch of kobold. Look at all this gold they suddenly have. Let's go kill them all and take it. No thank you. I like not being dead.
But then what about the shadow one that they like mentioned? Like, if the pillar does get fixed, then in theory the shadowed one would be like non-existent forever. And I mean, I don't know about you. It's one thing having like the whole oh let's kill all the kobolds kind of thing, but then would you rather be killed by people after your wealth, or killed by a shadowy being that can pretty much annihilate everyone else?
Honestly, the latter.
Really, you'd rather be killed by a giant black dragon thing?
Well, yeah, I've had the first one nearly happen. It wasn't fun. At least the second one, chances are I'm trying to kill it too.
I mean,
As you two are having this mental conversation, and I assume Rex and Tankalian are just milling around, chatting to people and getting a lay of the situation. Atlas comes back in. He's can't really say changed clothes, but re-chiseled a smarter toga on himself, and calls the meeting to order and asks everyone to take a seat. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
hey.
Yes.
As it is getting fairly late.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Time flies by when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, it does.
Time flies when you're dumping law on everybody in one session.
Yes.
Yep.
Lord dump.
Again, there was plenty of stuff to go over. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
To us, I had fun building the map for the Earth plane. I was umming and ahhing over it for ages, and then just decided, you know, like people think of like, oh, roll a whole bunch of dice on some A4 paper.
Yeah.
I went with that, and it went really well. I was like, yep, I'll go with that. So yeah, it has been great.
Beautifully done.
Yes.
Yes. In any case, though, everybody, we shall see you all next time.
Yes.
Be sure to stop by for the next episode, where these guys will probably end up venturing to the actual Pillar of Creation itself. And yeah, we'll see you all next time for some more D&D shenanigans.
Yes.
Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.